Hey everybody, welcome back. My name is Abby with Fitness is Medicine. And today I'm going to give you a workout that we can do at home with just 1 or 2 sets of dumbbells and your body weight. So the first one is a pretty big exercise and it can be a little bit more difficult and challenging. So make sure you warm up before you start this video. So press pause right here if you haven't warmed up. Go out and do a quick walk, climb up and down your stairs, get your arms moving to get all those muscles warmed up and ready to move. Okay, if you've warmed up and you're ready to go, we're going to start today with some walkouts. So if you come into my gym, you already know what these are, and you may have a love-hate relationship with them, but they're a really good full body workout that challenges you to get up and down off the floor. So I'm going to show you here. So you're going to start standing, we'll bend down, walk out to a plank, and then walk back up. So in order to make these a little bit easier, bend your knees, lower yourself down, walk back out into that plank. If you feel like those are pretty doable and not that hard, try them with your straight legs. This also goes if you don't have back pain. In between, stand all the way up, bring those hips forward and your shoulders back. Now, if you find these to be pretty challenging and you're not sure you want to lower down to a floor, find a bench. I have Tubby here to help me today. So I'll kind of go around him, but I'm going to go out to a plank here. So you can walk yourself out onto a bench or maybe a coffee table or, some sort of a raised surface where it's not going to be quite so challenging. But still, stand up all the way in between. Walk yourself out. He's really concerned about what I'm doing here. And then come all the way back up. Now, if you've been going this whole time and you're finding them really challenging, stop when you get to 10 and catch your breath before our next one. I'm going to do a few more. One more here. Okay, great. Next, I'm going to have you grab one dumbbell. So I'm going to use an 8 here. You can probably use about that weight or a little less maybe. I'm going to have you do a static lunge hold with a row. So all I'm going to have you do, it's a fancy way to say I'm going to have you step out and then row. So here, I'm just stepping out, putting my body weight over this front foot here, keeping my back tall. I want my shoulders above my hips, engaging my core here, and all I'm doing is pushing my elbow towards the sky, pushing my elbow towards the ceiling, bringing that weight up to my armpit. So I want to think about squeezing that back as I pull back. If this is hard for you to balance on one foot like this, do it next to something so you can lean over, and that's okay. The challenge, though, is to kind of hold that lunge. So don't go so far that your knee is going out here over your toe. You want to keep that knee perfectly over your toe. Kind of keep the weight in your heel. And we're going to go ahead and do 10 of these. So this is working your legs. Your core has to stay engaged to keep your body nice and straight. And obviously your arms and your back. Okay, now we're going to switch sides. So step out with your opposite foot. Put that weight in that front foot into your heel and pull up. You're going to bring your elbow towards the sky, bringing that weight straight towards your armpit, keeping your shoulder away from your ear. You want to keep your shoulders above your hips, but keep those abs engaged to keep you nice and straight here. You want to have a nice strong torso. Remember, if you are having difficulty with balancing here, go ahead and grab so you can do it next to a kitchen chair or a coffee table or something. If you've chosen a weight or you don't have a weight that's heavy enough, you can just do a few more to really make sure that you're getting the full benefit. You should feel it in your biceps and your shoulder and your back a little bit too. Okay, lunge rows. Next, I'm going to refresh my screen here. I'm going to have you do some lateral movement. Most of the day we spend going forward, all in this plane here. We're leaning forward, we're working forward, we're walking forward, we're driving. I want to get you moving laterally, moving side to side. So I'm going to have you do some side stepping with a punch. So start with your hands here, just like you're a boxer. I want you to step, punch. Bring your feet together, step, punch. And go ahead, you can start kind of slowly and see how that feels. You're going to reach across your body, and you can go about 10 in one direction or however far you have available. I'm just trying to stay on screen here. So I'm going to go back and forth a few times. Step, punch, step, punch. And then also, if you are feeling pretty confident about this, you could speed it up a little. Step, punch. If you're having a little more difficulty with the balance and the coordination, just slow it down a little. That's okay. We're getting that lateral movement and some cross movements as well. So your brain is having to work a little bit harder on this one as well to get all of the movements coordinated. Okay, good. Next, we're gonna do a single leg stance. So we're gonna incorporate a little balance here. And all I want you to do is stand on one leg. So if this feels difficult to you, do it next to a counter or a chair, kitchen counter, you know, the sink, somewhere where you have stability nearby so that you can grab it. What I want you to do is we're gonna go and touch your nose like this. I know you're all thinking this is like a sobriety test, but it can be really hard actually. So we're focusing on keeping this hip nice and strong and stable. We don't want it to sag out to the side like this. Keep it nice and strong, standing up nice and tall, bringing one arm in at a time, straight towards your nose. If you are feeling like this is not that hard, if it's a pretty easy challenge for you, try closing your eyes. So you can close your eyes, and that takes away all sorts of sensory input that your body is using to stay stable. All right, try the other leg. The goal is to work on each foot for about 30 seconds. So if you find this pretty easy and you do choose to close your eyes, do it next to somewhere where you can easily grab and you're not going to fall over and hurt yourself. Bringing one arm in at a time, finding that nose. And you may find too, if you close your eyes, you might have a harder time finding your nose because you totally lose all of that sensory input from around you. So find whatever version works for you. If this right here is challenging, don't add the nose touches. If you can do the nose touches, and that's, you know, you're finding you're wobbly, don't close your eyes. Closing your eyes is kind of the very last measure here to challenge your balance. Most people won't be closing their eyes here. It can be really challenging. You'll notice it really just makes it that much harder for the sensory input. Okay. Next, we're going to do a squat with a bent arm fly. So I just want you to put your arms up just like this, like in a 90-degree angle. So you've got a 90-degree angle at your shoulder here and a 90-degree angle at your elbow. So you may need a lighter weight for this one. What I'm going to have you do is spread your feet apart. We're going to squat down and then bring your arms out. So we're going to do some flies while you're squatting. Bent arm only here. We're trying to maintain that box, that 90-degree angle. If you're finding that you started with a little bit heavier weight, it's okay, stop. Pick up that lighter weight. I brought both out here so that I could demonstrate that. Squat, come back out. So you want that nice wide stance. Importantly, we're keeping your shoulders down away from your ears here. In, out. As you stand up, bring those shoulders out. Keeping that 90-degree angle at your shoulders and in your elbows. You probably are really feeling this in your biceps and your shoulders right now. Remember, when you do that squat, sit your hips back, keeping that weight in your heels. After you've done 10, you can bring those down and relax. Okay, for the final one, we're going to lower down to the ground. I want to make sure I've got a good angle here on the ground. Okay, so we're going to do one more with the arms. Lying down on your back, we're going to do a chest press So the beginning part is to bend your knees, flatten your back to the floor, to the mat, wherever you're lying down. So that will automatically engage your abs and put your pelvis in a correct alignment and protect your back. So the next thing we're going to do is a chest press like this. So you're just bringing it down 90 degrees, pressing straight up. If this feels okay and everything is comfortable, I want you to add a bridge. So we're going to hold a static bridge while you do your chest press. Importantly here, if your back starts to hurt, come back down, flatten that back, and maybe don't do the bridge. If this hurts your back, don't do the bridge. But if you can, try to hold that bridge while you're doing your chest press. You should feel this engaging in your hamstrings and your glutes. And also your arms are also working, your arms and your chest. So we're getting lots of multiplanar movements in today, adding a challenge to this Friday. All right, good job everybody. This was a difficult workout, but I wanted to up the challenge for today, give you some stuff to work on for the weekend. And remember to subscribe to my video, like it if you like what you're seeing, and leave me a comment, send me a private message, anything you need, and I will see you again next week. Have a great weekend, everybody. Thank you.